Hi, coming to you from the great state of Wisconsin today as we continue our studies on Proverbs. Today, chapter 26, and just one verse, verse 20. As I was reading through this and thinking about it, I couldn't help, for whatever reason, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood popped into my head, and I wondered how Mr. Rogers would introduce this verse. And I think it would go something like this. Good morning, boys and girls. Today's word is gossip. Or depending on the Bible translation, it might sound like this. Good morning, boys and girls. Today's word is whisperer. So we'll stay with that introduction. I'll come back to it. So let me just read to you from the New American Standard, chapter 26, verse 20. For lack of wood, the fire goes out, and where there is no whisperer, contention quiets down. Where there is no whisperer, contention quiets down. So the reason I did the intro with gossip or whisperer is that the actual Hebrew word that was translated is, I don't know if it's Reagan or Ragan, it's R-A-G-A-N, and the translation actually means whisperer or murmurer. So you can choose whichever one you like. I think we all get the meaning. But I love this simple analogy that has stood the test of time and will continue to stand the test of time as the rest of God's word. For the lack of wood, the fire goes out. We can all relate to that. If you've got a fire and you don't add any more wood, it goes out. So if you have missed on what the next part of that message is when there's gossip going on or there's whispering going on, if nobody else throws any more wood on the fire, nobody keeps that gossip going, guess what happens? It dies out. And, we're all fallible people, and gossip can be attractive. Whispering can be attractive, especially if it's juicy. And we may think it harmless and our participation is not going to cause any harm and we're just enjoying participating in that conversation. But I would just challenge us to this, and I challenge myself to this. Gossip, murmuring, whispering have destroyed so many lives, so many marriages, so many families, so many businesses, so many churches. And I think this wisdom that's given to us is just such a great gift. And I just want to, as I challenge myself, I want to challenge you to, if you've got a log and you're hearing gossip or you're hearing murmuring, just throw your log in the swimming pool, throw it in the lake, but don't put it on the fire. I think of a church analogy as I was thinking through this and reading, just think about experiences in my life. Maybe 30 years ago, we lived in another state. We belonged to a church and just watched a situation happen where you think about that whispering where one person's not happy with the decision that the church leadership made. So rather than taking the biblical approach and going to the church leadership, bringing up that concern, having some healthy conversation, getting some information, seeing this through biblically, somebody decides, you know what, I think I'll just go over and tell this other person here at this church. And so that's the part that I think of as kind of that kindling and just that, let me get the fire started. So I'll bring my discontent to just one other person. And so I bring that passion and my displeasure, and I get that person all worked up. Now I got that kindling going. And so then those two go tell a couple more people. We tell a few more people, we tell a few more people, and now we have a bonfire going. And it just breaks my heart to see these things happen. Actually, the church I was going to speak about that we were at, we almost had a church split. And the decision that was being made was about a pipe organ. I've heard through preaching one time, a pastor used an example of a church split over the color of the carpeting. It's just amazing how Satan can get in and just stir us and stir emotions and stir up trouble. And we can participate with that, with our continued being a part of those types of conversations. And so I just want to encourage you as I challenge myself when I come across a situation where gossip is going on or where whispering is occurring, to not be a party to it, to not throw my wood on the fire, let it go out. So I just want to challenge you to that, and stay away from those things that seem juicy and harmless, because they do in fact do great destruction. Let's not be a part of giving Satan any footholds into his great work that's going on in so many places. So anyway, I hope you have a great day, and wish you well.